Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and today we're going to be taking a quick little look through the developer pack. As I mentioned, it's not really a proper level, it's sort of a bit of a fuck around sandbox. So, I mean, that pretty much gives you a layout of what it is. There's an AI arena where you can either put enemies against each other or fight any combination of enemies. There's a shooting range where you can test out all the guns and do shooting challenges. And there's a museum with all the character models and enemy models and stuff in it. And again, another title card, which the faction pack didn't have at all. And there's this creepy old lady who just kind of is doing random things whenever you come and go. Alright, let us go... Let's go here first. So this isn't really meant to have any sort of context like the Tower Pack did. This is just, hey, you're in a place and there's this stuff you can mess with. Like here is a bunch of guns. Let's see, what do we got? There is an AK 2012, an AK Bastard, VSS, Ashot, the Lowlife. That is the revolver. Is that a duplet with the extra 2 barrels? What's this? I can't even select it. Ah, whatever. There's the Shambler, or the Asbat. Is it Shambler? I believe it's Shambler, the automatic shotgun, which was just called automatic shotgun in the first game. The Helsing and the Preved. Of course, you don't have to actually pick them up off the table because there's just one of these customizers. There's also the DLC weapons in here, the RPK and that's the Ozbots, the automatic shotgun with the huge capacity. But yeah, you've got access to every gun, including the various DLC guns like the Hellbreath and the where is it? Oh, that's what that was, the Saiga. Gatling gun, the Medved, the Clapper from the Sniper Pack, RPK, the Flamethrower. I actually don't remember what this is from. I don't know if we get one of these. That might be new. I mean, it's neat looking. A 6-barrel revolving shotgun. But yeah, you can pretty much, pick a big overpowered loadout for these. The actual shooting challenges, as you can see, there are 10 of them, kind of require you to use different loadouts to do this effectively. Of course, you can also just spawn in targets at various ranges. I forgot to reload it. can reset it. So, you know, you can kind of mess around with various guns, see how well you can shoot different targets from a distance. These guys are undead Nazis. I'm not really sure what makes them undead, other than they're harder to kill. And you can also save. You have to do this if you want to kind of keep your progress when you quit out, because Metro cannot do multiple saves at the same time. So if you leave even if you save and leave the tower or developer pack, and then come back after playing another level, it'll erase all your progress. So you have to do, if you want to do all these challenges to get the achievement or whatever, you have to do it all in kind of one consecutive go, or at least multiple consecutive goes without changing. So let's change guns first, because these aren't actually very useful. Replace the flamethrower with just a... That's not what I wanted. Of course, you can put the full range of mods on them here. You can only have one of these at the same time, so either you have to crank up the gun to get it to fire again, or you can just keep firing. You know, it's kind of disappointing. None of the shotguns really have any interesting mods except the duplet. Huh. I just noticed that the Hellbreath does not actually have anything for the scope to mount onto, and so it just floats above it. That's kind of weird. I mean, I guess from when you get it, it's not really supposed to be moddable. Yeah, it's just straight up floating there. Alright, I don't remember what challenge 1 is, so let's just hit it. You can see up there we're getting points for it, and we need at least 25 points to complete the challenge. And they kind of get harder from there. You'll have armored dummies, and eventually you'll have the zombie Nazis show up, who take a lot of shots and run around. So that's pretty much the shooting range. Nothing too fancy there. Before we go to the arena, let's hit the museum. Where'd you get that helmet? I need you to hold on to those for me. So, you can kind of look at these models in detail and run through the various animations and stuff. Spider bugs. I believe that would be a lurker, wouldn't it? Lurkers are pretty much just smaller than s.t.a.l.k.e.r, so it's a little hard to tell. The gross winged s.t.a.l.k.e.r that shoot their little sonic blasts. And then just the regular s.t.a.l.k.e.r. We've got the bear from the surface boss fight. Get up on top of the bear. You can examine its tumorous back in detail. Demons, who you never really see that much of, because they're always flying around. And then there's the other bosses. The Big Mama and the s.t.a.l.k.e.r. And the bog shrimp. We've got howlers, the female shrimp, I believe these are, and then the male shrimp. Various factions. Who are these? Are these... These just look like police guys or rangers. I don't know who this is. Is that Lesnitsky? Ah, it must be Lesnitsky. Reds. Nazis. Anna when we go up to the surface. Khan. Ullman. Miller. I'm not sure who that is. Is that the Fuhrer? What is your name? Corbett. And Moskvin. And Pavel. And wait, is that Lesnitsky? Are they both in Lesnitsky? Is it just a reused face? And yeah, that's it. I feel like there are a lot of characters missing from this and character models, but it's the fairly basic look at these various things. It's weird that how much is missing from some of these. Like we'll see in the arena too that there is a lot of enemies missing. This is the AI arena. You can either fight enemies here, or you can pit enemies against each other, sort of Gary's mod style. Same thing as the shooting range. You can pull up all the guns here, except here you actually have more of a use for them than just plinking targets. What do we got? We can hit the day-night cycle. Oh, that doesn't actually... does not cycle between day and night, it just makes it so it gets dark eventually. Alright, so this is kind of our spawn panel. You can see there's not really a lot of options, though. There's none of the bosses, no demons, nothing like that. Just, hey, Watchmen, Shrimp, Humans, Vasalis, and you can put them against... Basically, these are the two team panels, so you only have 4 of each, which is pretty disappointing, I think. I don't see why they couldn't have just had everything in here. So, hey, let's do Watchmen versus Humans. Begin. Also seems to be a bit of a 1v1 thing, in that they will only spawn one of a kind at a time. You don't actually have active control over these cameras. They just sort of are fixed. So you can see Watchmen aren't very good against humans, considering he's killed 12 of them. Then you switch that around to s.t.a.l.k.e.r, and s.t.a.l.k.e.r kills everything. Oh wow, he actually got it before it got him. Can I hit this more than once, I wonder? Yes, you can. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I expected the s.t.a.l.k.e.r to win by a lot more. Though it looked like most of those guys were using hell breaths, so I'm wondering if the humans you spawn are just determined by what weapons you have equipped. Because there's no way to control, otherwise it seems, what they have equipped. Alright, so the last thing we can do is we can actually get down here and get in the shit. Go over to this panel. There are combat challenges similar to the shooting challenges, where we fight various enemies. And just like the other one, we just got a score we have to meet of 20. They'll kind of spawn wherever you're not, and then kind of chase you down. The Hell Breath is kind of overkill here since they're mostly unarmored. Probably would have been more effective to ran like an RPK. And it kind of goes like that. Nothing too exciting. Some of the later ones are a bit hard. You know, when you're fighting like shrimp and humans at the same time. But, yeah, you know, it's nothing too fancy. It's kind of disappointing, really. Like I said, if the developer pack hadn't come with the spider bug layer as well, I think it would have been a pretty disappointing pack, especially coming right after the tower pack. And that's pretty much it for the developer pack. It's not really anything solid, it's just sort of, hey, we have a bunch of assets we can throw together to make another DLC. Anyhow, we're getting pretty close to finishing with the Metro DLC. All we've got left is 3 more levels. Anna, Kyon, and Pavel. And then we'll be done with Metro Last Light. Those levels are all proper structured levels, though one of them is partially just a remake of an existing level from the main game. But otherwise, they're all pretty decent. The Pavel one, I believe, is the longest of the 3. Anyhow, I've been Shadefire. This is the developer pack, and I'll see you again next time. Until then, you folks all take care. Magnifico.